Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. MLB The Show has interleague action for you this afternoon. It's the Miami Marlins taking on the Baltimore Orioles. All right, Singy, let's talk about the man on the mound. He has been lights out lately.
You're not kidding, Boog. I mean, look at these stats. He's got hitters guessing on every pitch. I'm excited to see if he can maintain his dominance in this one.
We'll be back to get this one started after this. All right, first pitch coming up on the hill and coming off a great start, Tyler Wells. And Singy, he likes pitching at home.
Well, truly for him, there is no place like home. He's been so dominant here. And as a teammate, you expect him when pitching at home this year to go out and dominate just as he has. The fans expect it, and I think everyone around here knows that he's a good pitcher. Even though we don't see the same splits on the road, we're going to start to see that translate as well.
Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Makes the catch, and there's one gone.
Batting second, third baseman, Connor.
And now, Jordan
Batting
Westberg.
sixth, third
It's interesting
baseman,
he plays kind of a power
Westberg.
spot defensively, but runs pretty well. So when you're looking at that position, you're not expecting someone that has maybe above average speed, but he does.
He went up there and got it. With 2 strikes, I'm not going to leave
seventh,
this in the umpire's hands. I'm going to be aggressive. It was in a location where you could get those arms extended that he loves to do. So nice job right there, coming back in that at bat.
So the lineup flips over. Victor Scott, the next to hit. Fly to left his first time. Just missed.
The opportunity for a huge inning exists right here. Bases loaded, nobody out. But as a hitter, can't be over anxious. That pitcher's up against the wall. Make him come to you.
On a line.
Come on, ball. Get out of here. Get out of here.
One runs in, and it's off the wall. The run scores from second. Save. Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Victor Scott.
Victor Scott, the second.
That one in there across the letters.
You know, these Marlins doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. They're putting together strong at-bats with good contact, and 5 of their hits have come on the ground. That's a lot of ground ball base hits.
That's hard hit on the line. And a base hit. Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out.
Now batting third baseman, Connor Norby.
Top of the 6th
Leading
inning,
off
and
for the
stepping in
Marlins,
is the
center fielder,
speedy Victor Scott.
the second.
Morton back to work. That one's in there. 0-1.
You know, these Marlins, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
Swing and a miss. Missed that by a mile. And the count is 0-2. Next offering misses down and away.
With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
The other way. Jump throw. And save. He busted it down the line for that infield single.
The effort was there with the jump throw. You gotta love it, but it just wasn't in time. Still a really impressive play just to get to that ball and make it close at first. And not every shortstop can even make that play.
Connor Norby, the next up for the Marlins. Runner takes off. There's a ball. Safe at second, and that was not close.
You know, having a good lead is so key when you're stealing bases, even if you've got great speed. But if you don't have great speed but can get an extended lead and a good jump, you can steal bases on a catcher who can really throw it. That's a nice job right there.
Morton to throw over, and he's back safely. That missed by a lot. 3-1 now. Movement in the Orioles bullpen. Keegan Aiken is up and throwing for Brandon Hyde. Soto. Pickoff throw.
He's in there. Safe.
Runner at second, nobody out. High in the air, out to right. Cowser in position, and he makes the catch. Tags up from second, and he'll head to third.
Now batting, second baseman, Otto Lopez.
And now Otto Lopez. One away with a runner at third, and we're in the top half of the sixth. Way out front for strike two.
2-2.
That one is upstairs.
This is a situation where the hitter is looking for something up in the zone that he can get his arms extended. What you have to be careful of is that pitch that's up, that's in on your hands. That'll pop you up in the infield, and that's exactly what the pitcher wants. Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
So they're at the corners now. Xavier Edwards gets a chance to hit here. Next pitch is outside.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 now.
Well, in this situation with a runner on first, less than 2 outs, some say, hey, get the ground ball double play with 2 strikes. Some people say get the strikeout. I think you just execute your pitch, make the best pitch you possibly can, and let the result be whatever it's going to be.
Up next for the Marlins.
And here's the first baseman, Jonah Brown. And they're all loaded up.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
So bases all loaded up. Griffin Conine, the next up for the Marlins. This one in the air. Westbrook. He's there. He's got it. And that is that. And the Marlins leave all 3. And it remains an 8-1 game. Victor Scott digs in now. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there's certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base hit, or they may have extra bases, and he just takes it away.
Left-hand batter waits, and there's a ball. Sanchez, the runner at first with 2 gone. That one misses, and that's ball 3.
3-1.
He swings and fouls one off.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Not what he wanted to do right there, Boog. That keeps this inning alive,
Now
puts a
batting,
runner
third
into
baseman.
scoring position, and a chance
Now
for this
batting,
offense to add on to
right
their lead.
fielder, Colton
So digging in, Colton
Cowser.
Cowser. Now fly ball to right center.
Relay, two.
Scott hauls it in, and there's one away.
Now batting, catcher, Adley Rutschman.
Welcome back as we
Leading
take a
off
check of
for
the
the
current
Orioles,
standings.
shortstop, Gunnar Henderson.
Into center. Reaching down, makes the catch.
Now batting, left fielder, Tyler.
Orioles an out
Now
away.
batting,
Luis Arias, the
Luis
next to hit for the Orioles.
Arias.
2 down, nobody on. Here in the last half of inning number 9. Sends it to center, and that's going to do it. And he's got it. Ball game. And the Marlins even this series up at a game apiece.
This one was pretty much decided in the 3rd inning. From that point on, all they had to do was play fundamentally sound baseball to secure the win, and they did just that.
8-3 the final in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us. Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. Today, the finale of this three-game weekend set. It's the Miami Marlins taking on the Baltimore Orioles. And this is the rubber match, Siggy.
And these games can really shape your season, Boog. You always want to come through when you have a chance to win a series. That'll boost confidence amongst the entire organization.
Pitch coming your way next. Just about ready to roll here. And starting in this one, Kyle Bradish. Tell us about him in that sub-3 ERA, Siggy.
Well, anytime you can keep your ERA under 3, you're doing a lot of things right, and you're putting your team in a position to win a lot of ball games as well. And he's doing tremendous out there on the mound. Every time he gets the ball, you expect him to go out there and dominate, and that's what he's been to this point. We'll see how he is today. That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Down to the dirt, swing and a miss. In time, and a drop third strike leads to the first out.
Well, I don't think there's a hitter alive that hasn't at some point succumbed to that pitch right there. It just looks like it's in the zone the entire way, and then the top spin and gravity take over in the blink of an eye, and it's just such a tough pitch to lay off of.
So 2 away with nobody on. And into the box for Baltimore, Gunnar Henderson. Hammered, base hit.
Wow. So important to get into the fielding position after you deliver that baseball. That is a scary one.
The center fielder,
watch your
Victor
lips.
Scott, the second.
Back to the top of the lineup, Victor Scott, the next up for the Marlins. 0 for 1 so far. Swing and a miss at a slider. And today is draft day. Singing an exciting day in terms of the future of the sport and the future of these teams. It's also changed a lot in terms of the immediacy of finding out. I mean, what was it? Carrier pigeon was how you found out about being drafted back when you were selected, right?
Well, fans today may not realize, because we have, such exposure on the internet and network sports and everything else. You find out right away. But when I was drafted back in 1993, I maybe found out, later in the day. I was drafted in the morning that I was drafted by the San Francisco Giants. So regardless, I think the feeling is the same. No matter whether you find out right away or you find out a day later, you're just so excited to have been drafted by a professional baseball team and have the opportunity to pursue your dream.
And he handles it himself for the out. So up next, Victor Scott,
for the Marlins,
0 for 2
center
in
fielder,
this one.
Victor Scott, the second.
Late with the swing there. We haven't seen a break in the weather, and the umpires might be forced to make a decision soon.
Yeah, I think so, Boog. I mean, everyone looking and wondering when they're going to stop play. It definitely feels close.
One down, base is empty. To the right side. And he takes it himself for the out. And now for the
Now
Marlins,
batting,
Victor
the center
Scott.
fielder,
0 for
Victor
3 with
Scott,
2
the
groundouts
second.
and a strikeout. First offering, and it just misses.
1-0.
1 out, base is empty.
Ball 2.
Now a screamer into the outfield. Laureano calls it in, 2 away.
Man, he smoked that fastball. He's all
Now
over
batting,
it. It's
third
just
baseman,
frustrating when you can't get it to fall. Maybe next time up, he'll
Now
find a
batting,
hole.
left fielder.
So a man at first. Tyler O'Neill. Now at the plate. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That's back there. And that one's gone into the bleachers. That's worth the price of admission. His 24th home run of the season, and they throw a pair on the board. It's 3-3.
This game is breathing new life thanks to that home run.
Runner at first with 2 away. Ramon Laureano, the next to hit for the Orioles. At the belt and fires. Swing and a ball driven out to center. That's back. Makes the catch on the edge of the track. But they score twice and even it up late. We look ahead to inning. Back here in Baltimore, all set for the start of the inning. Here's the center fielder, Victor Scott. Bautista back to work. And a swing and a miss there.
0-1.
Yeah, that's fouled off.
Well, if he's going to do something special right here, it's going to happen with 2 strikes.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Makes the catch for the out. From inside Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida, Interleague Baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Kansas City Royals taking on the Miami Marlins. Today, all eyes are on the mound as we've got a pitcher who's been absolutely on fire lately. In fact, in his recent outings, he's been nearly untouchable, Singy.
Oh, you're not kidding, Boog. Opponents have looked lost against this guy, and the way he's pitching, it doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon.
And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. Just about set to go now. Our starter in this one, Colby Fowler. What do you look for here?
Yeah, he's definitely had a struggle so far this year, as evidenced by that inflated whip, but he's going to have to find a way to limit the base runners, put his team in a position to win a ball game. So we know he's prepared.
Leading off
we know this guy's
Royals,
a competitor,
baseman,
and we'll watch how he works in this one.
Here's the third baseman, Michael
First
Garcia.
Pitch, 7-11.
On the ground, out to short. Tosses to first, and an easy out to start the game.
Batting second baseman, Jonathan India.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now it's the shortstop, Luis Angel Acuna.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Right side. And there's one away.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
Batting second baseman,
Luis Angel Acuna will hit next.
shortstop, Luis
Acuna with some
Acuna.
struggles at the plate recently, not uncommon for rookies. Up the middle, India. On to first, and they got him. So the batting order turns over. Now here is Luis Angel Acuna. 0 for 2 in this one. And that one clips the corner. At third with 2 away. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Isbell settles underneath it and makes the grab. And that'll do it. So a run on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We're through 5. It's the Royals 5 and the Marlins 2. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Nelson Velasquez. Oh, great stop. Jumps, throws, on the money. Nice play.
Pure athleticism on that one. In the air, legs split a bit, and fires across the diamond. He's going to get a lot of high fives in the dugout.
Bottom of the 8th, and now the shortstop, Luis Angel Acuna. Swings and blasts one deep to left center, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Now he'll turn for second, and he's there with a leadoff double.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. And at the plate for Miami, Otto Lopez. Move to second, Acuna back in on a dive.
If you're going to get something going, this is the time to do it. You get the leadoff man on. Everybody's got to look over the shoulder and say, I'm just going to keep the line moving. Don't try to do too much.
The next offering misses, and that's ball 2.
You know, these Marlins looking to string together better at bats when they have runners on, but it just hasn't happened for them yet. They only have 1 hit with runners in scoring position, so a lot of squandered opportunities. It's tough because those are moments you just can't get back.
Gets him to chase after that one.
2-2 the count.
Man at second. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
You know, varying speeds can be just as useful for a pitcher as movement. As you see right there, it really wasn't a great location. But the fact that the velocity change had the hitter off balance, and that's all you got to do sometimes.
Squirts away a little bit.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. So back-to-back strikeouts now, and they still haven't managed to do anything with the leadoff double.
Yeah, but you just don't want to get careless here. You've done a really good job to get 2 outs after that leadoff double, as you mentioned, and just got to execute your pitches, and it's a non-issue.
A changeup missing, and a count 2-1. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. His 9th homer of the year, and they throw a pair on the board. It's 5-4. They needed that one, Singy.
Indeed they did. They've been fighting to get back into this game, and just like that, they're back in it. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spent on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off. It's always nice to grab the opener of a series. You come into a new ballpark, and just sometimes things aren't as comfortable as what you've been used to. The mound doesn't look straight. The background isn't what you like, but they didn't.
Here in Miami, Lone Depot Park. MLB The Show has interleague action for you this afternoon. It's the Kansas City Royals taking on the Miami Marlins. Well, Singy's trying to match the stellar performance by yesterday's starter. Looking forward to seeing what he's got today.
His teammate was lights out, Boog, in total command all game long. If he brings that same intensity again, these hitters are in for a long day.
First pitch coming at you right after the break. So just about set now and getting to start. Ryan Weathers, what should we keep an eye on here?
Well, coming into this game, hitters are batting under 250 against this starting pitcher. So it just shows you how effective he's been. He's been able to move his pitches around, add and subtract, change up the look so that hitters don't get too comfortable and start squaring up the baseball. We'll see what he's got in this one.
Victor Scott, the leadoff batter, as he swings through it for strike 1. Scott patrolling center field, 24 years old, and he was a 5th-round pick in 2022. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider. Throw to first. In time to get him. One away in the strikeout.
That's that classic wipeout slider
Third
below the
baseman,
zone right there. Just
Connor
nasty. Looks like a
Norby.
fastball thigh high that you got to protect the zone, and then it's just that late break that fools you and kind of makes you look silly.
Back here at the ballpark,
Leading
let's
off
check
for
out the
the
latest
Marlins,
news from around the league.
Center fielder Victor Scott II.
Waka back to work. Base knock center field. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
He was all over
Third
that one.
baseman,
That's about as
Connor
textbook as it
Norby.
gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Connor Norby, the next runner on the move. Pitch misses. And that's a stolen base, not even close.
When your catcher's not a great thrower, you have to do a better job at controlling the running game. And that's throwing over, that's stepping off, doing whatever you can to try to keep that base stealer's rhythm up. Well, they weren't able to do it right there. They're going to have to make some type of adjustment. Our players are going to be running all game. Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit. Boog gets talked about a lot, but
Now
a good high
batting,
fastball in
second
a
baseman,
two-strike situation,
Otto
it's just become such a
Lopez.
problem for hitters in more recent years. I mean, with all of the emphasis by pitchers on developing that spin rate, having a good grip on the baseball, those high fastballs, they kind of look like to the hitter that they're rising, even though they're not, but they're not decreasing in velocity and spin rate. So very difficult to get the barrel on it.
Man at second. Strike three, and that's two in a row.
Well, they didn't want to go after him with the fastball at all in that at bat. Nothing but
Now
off-speed
batting,
stuff.
shortstop,
Even with all the changeups coming,
Xavier
somehow he was still
Edwards.
early on the swing. So I think he had to be thinking it was only a matter of time until he saw some heat.
Xavier Edwards gets a chance to hit here. Late swing, foul to the left. Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. 1 hit, 1 left. 3 innings. Welcome back.
Leading
Quite a
off for the
pitcher's duel
Royals,
so far.
second
Here's how the
baseman,
starters have
Jonathan
performed
India.
up to this point. In the air, out towards right center. Scott hauls it in for the out. And there's one down.
Now batting, right fielder Joey.
Back here at Lone Depot Park. Bottom of the inning. Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder, Victor Scott. Swing and a line drive ripped out into right center. That's a base hit. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
Well, here we are, third time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Connor Norby, the next up. Inside move to second. Scott dives back in safely.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Runner takes off for third. That's towards center. Isbell under this one. He's got it. Runner tags at second. And he makes it up to third with one away.
Now batting, second baseman Otto Lopez.
Now it's the second baseman, Otto Lopez.
This is all about situational hitting. It's crucial in this spot. Do whatever it takes to put the ball in play, and hopefully you find a gap in the defense.
Missed with a changeup. 2-1. One away with a runner at third. Last half of inning number 5. And that's a strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Swing and a miss. Had him out front for the strikeout.
Certainly a strikeout situation right there. The infield playing back, and this pitcher has to step up and get the swing and miss. Really nice job of attacking the hitter at the plate. Pretty big 2-out at bat coming up now.
Now here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Xavier Edwards. That one missed.
With a runner at third, this is who they want at the plate. He's so good at getting a run across in these situations.
That's off the inside corner, and the count is 3-1. Jonah Bride in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Ground ball up the middle. India whips it to first on the run. What a play. Inning over. One left for Miami. Still tied 1-1. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now the center fielder, Victor Scott.
Victor Scott, the second.
It's good speed at the top of the order here. You want to get it on, see if you can get a stolen base, maybe get around the bases and pick up a run.
Fouled off left side. Breaking ball inside, and the count is 1-2.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading the count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
Swing and a miss at the splitter, and it's a strikeout.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Swung on, belted. On the move, heading back. Drops in for a hit, couldn't run it down. Around second now, going for 3. The relay, and he's out.
Really nice job of hitting right there, but you've got to be a better base runner than that and understand the situation. With nobody out, you got to be able to shut it down, stay at second, keep yourself in scoring position instead of killing a potential rally.
So runner at second, 2 down. And now it's Salvador Perez to the plate. And that one lifted in the air center field. And that'll do it. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And 9-1-2 scheduled to lead off the bottom of the 9th. It's the Royals 5 and the Marlins 2. Here in the bottom of the 9th, 1 out.
The center
Scott
fielder,
getting ready
Victor
to hit.
Scott, the second.
And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes. High fly ball out to center field. Isbell hauls it in, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, third baseman.
After 4 wins in a row, you start to think a little bit that you're on a roll, and that's the momentum that just takes on a life of its own. Players start hitting up and down the lineup. You never know who's going to come up with the big hit, who's going to come out of the bullpen and get the big outs. But it's a good feeling, and you want to extend it.
And your final score, 5-2 for Chris Singleton and our entire crew. Welcome to Marlins Way, where we find Lone Depot Park. Today, the finale of this 3-game weekend set. It's the Kansas City Royals taking on the Miami Marlins. Well, Singy, as we come into this one, it's all about the sweep.
Yeah, and anytime there's a chance for the brooms to come out, the pressure is definitely on. We'll see if they can find a way to salvage at least one in this series.
First pitch coming your way next. Just about set to go. And on the hill in this one, Valente Beozo. But, Chris, he hasn't exactly been stellar here on his home mound.
Well, I'll say this. Every player wants to perform well at their home ballpark, in front of their fans, in front of the city. And you know this guy no different. He wants to be more effective here. So, you look at the numbers. They haven't been great at home. I'm sure he wants to turn that around, and we'll see if he's able to start that in this one.
Foul ball there. Lorenzen, a former All-Star. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a changeup, a sinker, and occasionally uses a cutter. That one ripped. That's a hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
The first move felt like a bit of a guess. You have to be right in those spots or things can get away from you awfully quickly.
Norby.
Connor Norby digs in now. Right-hander kicks, deals. That one not close. 2-1. Runner on the go. Pitching for a strike. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag.
Well, we all know this team is struggling right now, and sometimes you just got to do something different to generate some offense. A little more aggressive right there to put the pressure on the opponent. We'll see if it pays off on the scoreboard for this team.
Way outside, and that's ball 3.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board early. They've got a guy in scoring position. They've got to find a way here to get him in.
Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here in the third and final game of the series. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Oh, this guy's been pretty much a non-factor so far this weekend. Very little in the way of impactful at-bats and quality at-bats, and let alone.
Runner takes off. That one fouled off. Runner goes again. Ball misses. Great third save. That wasn't close. And the go-ahead run is now only 90 feet away. Scott stands at third with one gone in the inning. Up the middle, Witt. The throw to first, but it's 1-0 as the run scores. And we're back, top of the second.
First base. Ball four. Take your base. Ball four. Take your base.
The ball for his first career save deserves to be on display at his house. I mean, it's kind of like when a restaurant frames its first dollar bill somewhere on a wall. You just can't forget your first save.
5-1 is how it ends. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.